to What's Right with the World with your host, Glenn Ambrose.
Hello, welcome to What's Right with the World. So today, I want to ask a question. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, is it a duck?
Yes.
Probably.
Probably.
It probably is. So that's our segue.
So today's news story comes from a local news station in Mississippi, KAIT 8 News. And so it's Mississippi County. Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually Arkansas. Mississippi, Arkansas. Eighth graders, a group of eighth graders, 3D designed and printed a 3D leg for a duck who only had one leg. So the article goes on to say that the duck, whose name is Peg, is an 8-month-old Indian runner duck who's been without a foot all of his life. Now, thanks to the work of a group of Armorel East Lab 8th graders, he can now walk. Patsy Smith, the owner of the duck, raised it for years. They found the duck with the other ducklings who had been hatched, and a turtle had gotten to this duckling and bit off the leg. And oh, my microphone fell. So this duckling did not have a leg, and this group of 8th grade students were looking for ways to create sophisticated creations with their new 3D printer. So they saw that they could do it for this duck. So they thought that animals bring everybody together, and this was a great way to show how a classroom can impact an actual life.
So they printed out.
Yeah, so they designed and printed out a 3D leg for the duck that was then able to be attached, and the duck can now walk.
That's a heck of a printer. So
Do you know what 3D printers can do?
No, I don't.
Oh my god. Okay, so this is Glenn. Do you know? You don't know what a 3D printer is?
Well, I have a good idea from what you just said. But
Okay,
logically, but I've never been exposed to this now.
Okay, well, 3D printers in general are definitely what's right with the world. 3D printers can take objects that are very detailed and designed and create them. They can create anything, basically.
So what's it made? Is it made out of like a plastic or?
It's let me look it up so I get this factually correct. But why don't you just talk about how technology
this is
moving
some
so
cool
far
stuff.
beyond you.
So yeah, it's moving beyond me to where. But no, the point is, what really caught my attention with this was that it was a bunch of 8th graders. So you've got these kids now. You have kids. One, like the story said, kind of focused on how it can impact an actual life. And, animals bring people together and all this stuff. So it's all very altruistic and everything. And these kids have been exposed to something that technology can do good, and like actually affect a life. That's huge. I mean, I think that experiment in itself is going to not only touch those kids, but it's going to touch everybody in the community, seeing them and seeing what's possible. I mean, if a lot of times we look and we go, "Oh, I can't do that. That's too difficult." Well, this is a group of 8th grade kids who were able to do this. So I think if we apply ourselves as adults, we could do lots of similar stuff,
All right, so 3D printing is also known as additive manufacturing, and it refers to the process used to create three-dimensional objects, in which material is joined or solidified under computer control to create the object, with material being added together, such as liquid molecules or powdered grains that are being fused together. So any number of objects can be used. Can be made through 3D printing. I've seen guns that actually shoot, like the whole mechanism works. Houses that have been built using large 3D printers.
It's cool.
Yeah, so it's basically these liquid or powder molecules that are then controlled by the computer and are able to create
And fused
this
together.
to create this very detailed object.
Oh,
So
I
they're
want
using
one.
it to create limbs and
Can I get one?
someday, sure. So I can't believe that you don't know more about 3D printing. and
it
we're
just
definitely
hasn't crossed my path.
so we're definitely going to have more.
I don't watch the regular news because of obvious reasons. So like maybe I just wasn't. I've heard multiple stories of 3D printing, and I was I must have been busy doing other things like to really dive into it and find out what it was, but. Now I have, and so have our listeners. So look at this. We got some pretty cool stuff going on out there. And this can change a lot of people's lives. Because, like, when you brought this up.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you brought this up, I was like, oh, wasn't there a story about a father who created a foot or a leg for his son? And you were like, no, that wasn't us that did it. I did run across that article once somewhere. I just, like I said, I must have been busy doing something else, and I didn't dive in to really understand what the process entailed. But,
All right, so I definitely suggest that everybody look up videos and articles about 3D printing because it is fascinating and it is economical in certain aspects. Houses that are really functional, like small, affordable houses that can be 3D printed for very cheap. So there's a lot of stuff that can really change the world with this technology. And
you know what? It'd be cool, like if you break something at your house, like you could probably like make you could print out a new piece to fix it. See, I think we should all have one of these in our houses, and then whenever anything breaks, we can just take a 3D photo of it, print out a new piece, and bam. I want one. So I know what I'm doing this afternoon. I'm going to find out how much these things cost.
All right. Well, so this was supposed to be specifically about this wonderful thing that this 8th grade class in Arkansas did.
And
However,
I got an education out of it.
Yeah. So instead, this episode is going to be just titled all about 3D printing and the wonders of technology, 3D printing.
Oh, but it is cool. Like I did mention about the kids. It's cool
Absolutely.
that the kids are doing this. That's something that it's. I think we have to look at the big picture. Like, how does this affect those kids, and how does it affect the other kids in that school? And how does just the sheer fact that this is getting national attention affect the other kids in the school and the parents in that school? It can. That's what hope does. It spreads. And to give these kids hope that they can actually make a difference is just phenomenal. So
Absolutely.
that is what is right with the world right there.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Glenn is available for life coaching sessions, in person or via phone and Skype. To book an appointment or for more information, go to glennambrose.com, follow him on Facebook and Twitter, or click the link in the description of this episode.